Hello everyone, I am Yatish Kuril, founder of Yatish Managementor Show. I welcome you all. Yatish Management Mentor Show is basically in this show, we invite distinguished faculties, successful entrepreneurs, and experts from the industry who will speak on the best practices used in the companies, ideas, innovations, and research and insight for small, medium enterprises and family managed businesses. Now, I welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Hima Gupta. She is professor and head of department area operation management in Symbiosis Skill and Professional University Pune, and she will be speaking on the topic today is like challenges faced by SME during COVID time in Indian context. Okay, so I welcome Dr. Hima Gupta. Can you hear
Good
me?
morning.
Good
Yes,
morning.
good morning, everybody. Hello, I am Dr. Hima Gupta. I am working as a professor in Symbiosis Skill and Professional University, Pune. I am by profession as a researcher. I am a practitioner. I am doing the project also, which are sponsored through Ministry of HRD. Plus, I am doing some consultancy assignment, which are industry based. So right now, I am going to discuss what are the different challenges faced by SMEs in India. So today I'm going to discuss this topic. First of all, I would like to tell you what is the situation and how we are going to classify MSMEs in India. So there are many ways of classification. I would like to discuss the best way of classification of MSMEs in India. So it is basically classified based on the investment and based investment in machinery and investment in the equipment. So you can see from the PPT itself, it is written clearly if the investment is less than 10 crores in the machinery part, it is called as medium. And if it is in case of equipment, if it is less than 5 crore, it is considered to be medium type of manufacturing industry. In case of a small, the same amount varies and it is basically considered to be less than 5 crores for the machinery part, and for the equipment part, it is less than 2 crores. Talk about the micro, the investment in the machinery, it is less than 25 lakhs, and equipment, it is less than 10 lakhs. So this is a small brief idea about the classification. Now, I would like to discuss what is the contribution of SMEs in Indian economy. As you people belong to the SMEs or different enterprises, you might be knowing there is a large contribution of SMEs in Indian economy. So Indian SMEs market value that is fetching $5 billion. So they are contributing in many ways towards our Indian economy. Like, for example, industrial output generated through SMEs is coming approximately 45%. In case of exports, 40% is coming through the SMEs only. If you talk about the industrial unit, 95% is running through the SMEs owners only. And similarly, if you talk about the employment generation, their role, their contribution is immense. So they are contributing in terms of employment generation 42 million, which is a huge figure. Similarly, if you talk about the product, more than 8,000 products that is manufactured through the SMEs in India. Now, I would like to discuss what are the different factors and because of which MSMEs are lagging behind the normal enterprises, whether it is big or small. So, there are many factors which are coming into the picture. So, there are 6 to 8 factors because of which our MSMEs are not performing well and their performance is lagging behind. First and foremost is adequate and timely credit. So they are not getting sufficient fund whenever they need it. So the government policies are like that. If they want and they want to follow these credit, they pursue different industrial units, different banks. They will find a lot of hurdles are there, a lot of paperwork is involved, so they won't get the timely fund, and because of this the performance, their operations get suffered. Second point, very, very important point is market. So they don't have access to the market where they can sell their product, which they are manufacturing at their end. So the accessibility to the market or the consumers or to the demand is not at all there. Third, very, very important point which is there, they don't have skilled human resources. And similarly, their scarcity is there. So what the government is doing, what we can do towards these areas where these particular things are playing a major role in terms of their performance. Similarly, if you know, if they are going for anything in terms of the government approval, it is a lengthy process. So a lot of documents, lot of clearance, lot of compliances are there, and they have to pass through all these things, and it is going to hamper their performance. Next and very very important point is awareness. They don't know how to become a competitive, because whosoever is working in the MSMEs, generally it is a practice, they are not highly skilled, highly qualified, highly professional, so they are lagging in terms of the competitiveness. Similarly, if you talk about the technology which basically on which they are relying, or that is being used in the MSMEs, it is like old technology, and they don't know what is going on, like IoT, like AI. Nowadays, every organization, big organization, they are working with the IoT systems, with robotic system, full automation is there. But if you talk about the MSMEs, they are working with the old technology, and because of which the performance is basically lagging. Similarly, procurement. So many times people might have seen the procurement cost is very, very high, and because of that, the cost of production is increasing and the profit is basically squeezed. So, what are the things which we can do just to overcome all these factors, all the reasons which are hampering the performance of the MSMEs? And the last and the least, which one is infrastructure? So they are not having sufficient infrastructure to run their operation fully, to satisfy the demand. So these are the few factors which I would like to discuss in my session further. Now, what is a common myth? It is a common myth that if any business is facing challenges, use software. It will increase the turnover of your businesses. But use some technical or secret recipe, it will give impact on the profitability of the business. But the hardcore truth is that not a single business run on such misconceptions. If you think, or somebody is thinking, my business is of 5 crore, 50 crore, and it will be going to multiply 10 times, 100 times using all these things, say for example software, say for example some technical or secret recipe, it will not going to create wonder. So what is required, they should work in the actual situation, actual shop floor situation should be known to them, and they should know what is the focus, what is the thing which is required in terms of creating the attention of the customer, in terms of creating the attention of the distributor. Now, as per my knowledge, I just want to tell you what is required to overcome the challenges which are faced by the SMEs. First is right skill set. So whenever they are going for hiring the manpower, they should try to hire the right skill people, which are going to fulfill the requirement in terms of capacity, in terms of productivity, in terms of efficiency and effectiveness. Next, a very very important factor is operation capacity. So if they have capacity, but they are not utilizing that capacity 100%, or it is underutilized, so then it is going to create problem. So one should think of it ki if the capacity is there, whether they are utilizing it fully or not. Above to this, there is another factor, they don't have sufficient capacity to fulfill the demand. So one has to see in detail what is the right situation, what is the exact situation, whether they are having the shortfall of the capacity, or if they have the capacity, whether it is fully utilized or not. Next point is investment. Sometimes it is seen that they want to do some sort of investment just to run the plant as per the demand of the customer, but they are not having sufficient money, sufficient investment, and for that they look after the government approval, government support, which is not at all basically reaching to them. So many times government is announcing some policies, some decisions, but it is not coming to the right people. Similarly, right workforce, as I have said, right skill set and right workforce means human resources. So one should be very much careful in terms of hiring, in terms of recruitment, and they have to see whether the person, those who are going to join the organization, they are technically sound. Policies in place, it is very much seen in the situation in SMEs that they have policies, but hardly they are doing the implementation of those policies, execution is rare. So what is the situation, whether they have policies, or if they have the policies, whether it is in place, or whether these policies are being utilized by the people those who are working in the shop floor. Another very very important part, if we talk about the business, there is one entity which is distribution, second is customer. So we have to see both the things in terms of the inbound and outbound. Manufacturing company, they are playing their role in terms of manufacturing the product, but when we are talking about the inbound thing, outbound thing, so whether it is in alignment, distribution system is well in place, or as per the requirement of the manufacturing unit. Customers, how we are tapping our customers, how we are satisfying our customers, what is the matrices, what is the thing which we are doing in terms of satisfaction of the customer. And last is financial and IT system. So these are the few points which are required to be done in a proper place or proper shape, a proper way. Then one can think of overcoming some of the challenges which are faced by SMEs. I would like to discuss further some other misconceptions. Many people think that different problem but same solution, which is altogether not at all true. So, what is required? Right strategy is that company should not apply the same strategy to overcome the different problems. As you know, different problem, there should be different solutions, because one particular solution is not going to be applicable to all sort of problems which are faced by the organizations, or you can say SMEs. So one should think what is the right appropriate solution for the problem which are faced by the organization. Now, what is the requirement as per the present time period? Many company thinks that following things are impossible. Like every company is going for digitalization. Every company is thinking about data analytics and similarly online presence. But you might have seen SMEs, they are thinking it is not at all possible. It is not at all possible for them to follow all these things in actual practice. So, but my thing is that two things matter most: efforts into actions. So if they are putting some efforts, that should come, and that should be come into the picture in the form of some actions, in the form of some decisions, and they should have some matrices in place, tracking matrices and improvisation, that is important. So first of all, they have to have the matrices in place, and they should try to monitor the things as per the decided KPI or matrices, and then only improvisation will come in the actual picture. Now, we know our Prime Minister Modi, he is always talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat, the road ahead. So everybody might be knowing there are five different pillars of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So what are those? One is economy. Everybody is basically knowing this fact. Quantum jump is there in terms of economy, not incremental jump. And infrastructure. Our infrastructure, okay, it is lagging in some situation, but our prime minister, our government, that they are trying to fulfill the and trying to create, you can say, narrow down the gaps. System, technology driven. So we are thinking we are going for what? New technology driven society, new technology driven economy. Another very very important part of the self reliant India is demography. We have vibrant demography of the largest democracy. Last factor which is coming into the picture of Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is full utilization of power of demand and supply. Because if any business they want to survive, they want to be like making it profitable, what is required? You have to have both the things in alignment, demand as well as the supply. If there is any mismatch, if there is any gap, definitely the repercussion of this is nothing but, you can say, losses, less turnover, less customers. So all these things are going to come across. Now what is required according to our prime minister? Bold reform, need of the hour. So those reforms should be taken care in terms of different arena, be it supply chain reforms, be it rational tax systems, be it simple and clear laws, be it capable human resources, or strong financial system which will just uh, plug in all the loopholes which are there in the actual financial, you can say, mechanism. Now, what I am just going to see the thing discuss real life challenges. So, what are the real life challenges faced by SMEs? First, surviving somehow. Every SMEs, they are thinking, okay, I am managing my business by hook and crook, by just somewhere here and there. No constant growth. So this is a common life challenges towards what SMEs. Inaccurate target. You might have seen the targets are not accurate, and when targets are not accurate, how they will fulfill, how they will work upon those targets, and definitely the productivity, efficiency that is going to shortfall. Work repetition. Why? Because many times they are not doing the work. You can say in the first go, everything should not be done in a right way, and then it is going to come back from the customer. Returns are there, and then they are going to do what repetition. Second, last thing is owners' interference. SMEs are managed by the business class people, and the owner's role, owner's contribution, owner's interference, interventions are many ways. So, whenever the owner is intervening in the actual business operations, sometimes what happened, the employee, the people, those who are working on the shop floor, they are finding it difficult to work in a actual phase. So, these are the real life challenges which are faced by the SMEs. To solve all these above issues, many SMEs stuck into the software thing, many meaning thinking that this using this software all the issues get resolved. But what is the thing? The major or basic issue is nothing but the losing the focus on the business. So they don't have focus on their core business and its problem rather than moving around the problems. So I would like to just grab the attention of the crowd and the people. What are the things which are required to create the focus on the business and its problem? So, what is the solution? As per my thinking, the cost effective tools and solution lies with DDS. So, this is a tool. If they are going to apply this particular tool, definitely they will get changes, remarkable changes in terms of the performance, in terms of the results, whether it is turnover, whether it is profitability, whether it is customer retention. So, they will get dramatic changes. So first D is talking about the digital transformation. Second D is talking about the data transformation, and third S, third pillar of this tool is S, that is talking about the social transformation. So now in my coming session, I would like to discuss a small thing about all these three different dimensions. Now, the first D, what are the different challenges in implementation of the first D, which is digitalization? First of all, you might have seen in SMEs no responsibility and task assigned, meaning there is no clear cut demarcation. This is your responsibility and this is the responsibility of the other person. So, no allocation of the task, no allocation of the work. So, they should use some scientific method of doing the allocation of the work, and with the help of which, if they will perform, they will work, definitely the changes will be there. Like for example, if they go for assignment method, if they will use some other techniques of OR, which is going to help them out in terms of assigning the responsibility metrics should be created, and with the help of which the changes will come across to their performance. No policies for the department. So first of all, if in any organization they have finance department, they have marketing department, they have HR department, operations department, so each and every department should make the policies, frame the policies, and then try to work as per the policy decided and taken care by the head of the department. Next point, what is very important is no reporting structure. So there is no hierarchy, there is no reporting person's responsibility. Okay, X person is reporting to Y is reporting to Z. So there should be a clear cut organizational structure. So with the help of this, there should be a clear kind of responsibility and reporting will be defined, and accordingly people will work. No department target setting, meaning so if any particular person or any organization they are working without any aim, definitely they are going to land up. So if no target, no aim, no achievement, no fulfillment, nothing will be there. So this is another very important point. Less productivity. So one has to see how they are going to measure the productivity, output divided by input, or some other method they are using for measuring the productivity. Productivity is subdivided into other further heads like manpower productivity, machine productivity, or your energy utilization productivity. What is the thing which they are using in terms of the productivity? Accordingly, they will come to know that some matrices should be there to measure the productivity. Next, very important point I have discussed, right skill set and incorrect hiring. So, if they are not hiring the people as per the requirement of the skills, as per the requirement of the manpower, definitely they will end up in that kind of situation. They have people, but they don't know how to run and how to work in that an atmosphere. No lead management system. So if we don't have lead management system, if there is no hierarchy, if there is no commitment, no coordination, naturally they will find problem in terms of digitalization. So for getting all these things in place, according to me, the solution is digital transformation. So, what is there in digital transformation? All departments should bring on a single platform. That means tracking work performance is possible and improvements and suggestions can be given. So, what is required? They have to have the department, all the departments should come under a single platform and tracking should be there, matrices should be there, and monitoring of those performance is against the matrices should be carried out regularly. That is the thing which is required. Organizational policies need to be formulated. So, as I have told you, first of all, the formulation of the organization policies, then adoption, then implementation, execution, and then monitoring whether we have taken care those policies into consideration or not. What is the shortcoming? What is the loopholes? What are the gaps which are coming across to us? Then all business processes get organized. Naturally, if there is a mismanagement, total chaos, definitely not a single organization can work efficiently. So the organization should think in this direction, how they can align, how they can improve the business processes against the desired KPI, employee performance tracking and review for the purpose of productivity increase. So that is again very, very important parameter for coming across to that particular thing which is called as digital transformation. Next D is data transformation. So nowadays, everybody talking about the data, and many times you might have seen data is there, but they don't know how to use that data. So for getting that particular thing into a solution form, what is required? They have to have some solution for utilizing the data which is lying in the organization without any track, without any proper usage. So in terms of data transformation, if you talk about, technological challenges are there. Similarly, inefficient usage of the software. So data is there. They don't know how to utilize those software, which is going to capture the data and which is going to give you insightful decision in terms of the organizational performance. So this is missing. Software modification as per the business requirement. You have software. Suppose somebody has purchased, say for example, SAP or Ban software or People software, soft ERP package, but they don't know how to utilize it. They don't know how to customize this software as per our business requirement. So it is of no use. So these things should be done properly after sales service. Dependency for data on the employees. You might have seen the data is there, but you are asking, okay, HR manager, you are calling and then asking, okay, give me that data so that I will see the performance of the employee. Give me the data which is related to the plant or the operations. I want to see how much losses are basically incurred on a daily basis or monthly basis. So we are going to be dependent on the people working in the department, and then we are asking, demanding for the data. It should not be there. It should be driven by the software. High cost of training. So when we know the employees are not trained, employees are not having the proper skill, then we have to train those employees just to work on different software. So in that case, the companies, the SMEs, they have to bear a high cost of training, which is very, very, you can say, against the because of this cost of production will increase and it will going to you can say snatch the profit. No data visualization and timely insight, since they are not using software as per the requirement, as per the usage. So they don't know how to make a data visualization chart. If they don't know, then they will not come to know the right picture. So one should be very much clear how we are going to visualize the data in terms of the performance, making pie chart, making bar chart, making different pictures, dynamic charts, so with the help of which they will come to know what is happening and how we are going to improve it and how we are going to take the better and informed decision. So what happens? So many SMEs do not know whether they need ERP or any other software. So this is a basically you can say myth or you can say miserable part of the SMEs. They don't have sufficient thing which is related to data transformation, digitalization. Now, what is the solution for this? So, some people think we are going to purchase Delhi, our problem will be solved. We will go for CRM packages, ERP, or some sales app, then going to the cloud. So all these things will not give you solution until unless you don't know how to utilize it. So the machine, the software will not give you the answer of the problem. What is required answer of the problem comes from within, from the people. So you have to work with the people, think and look after their requirement, and then align their working as per the organizational goal. So what is required? We have to have the dashboards which are related to different business matrices. Say for example, average daily sales call, or you can say the conversion rate, sales conversion rate, how many we have converted, whatever we have produced, against which what is the conversion rate of the sales. We have to have the picture in front of us in terms of top 10 or top 20 performing products, in terms of orders, in terms of revenue, in terms of profitability. Similarly, we should have a top performing chart. What is the situation which is happening in the finance department, sales versus profitability, sales versus asset turnover, sales versus inventory. Many charts we can draw, and with the help of which we will come to know the actual picture. Total units sold till now and many more. So these are the few matrices which one has to consider while deciding the performance of the organization. So how it is possible? Using the dashboard, nowadays one can create these dashboard using Excel, which is very very easy. Similarly, using the Tableau software. So all these softwares are easily accessible, and it is like free of cost. Company should go for using all these software for making the dashboard, and with the help of these dashboard, decision making will be far far better, far you can say insightful. And then whatever decisions they will take, that will give them fruitful results. So this is the thing which is there in terms of the second dimension, which is data transformation. Now, I would like to discuss the third dimension of DDS tool, that is S. This is related to social transformation. So, what is there in S or social transformation? Problem in SMEs is that nobody tells how social media are working. People don't know they're working with the organization, but they don't know how we can utilize the social media for their purpose, for their improvement of the organizational performance. How it works from the SMEs perspective. See, SMEs are facing problem in customers trapping, or SMEs are facing problem in terms of the internal kind of thing. SMEs are facing problem in terms of finances. So they don't know how they can utilize this social media from their angle. Then no strategy and no framework for the set objectives. So this is missing. What is the solution for the above problems, these problems? The separate media agency should be hired, meaning clear cut. You can give the target, you can give the media agency clear cut goal. If we are hiring, say for example, IMRB, or we are hiring ORG, we are going to give a target, and then we should see whether we have achieved our set target with respect to that media agency. Then promoting a suitable medium only. Many times you might have seen they don't know how to promote their businesses. So which medium is suitable, whether it is hardcore print media, whether it is hardcore like social media, or some other digital platform that is suitable for them to promote their businesses, to promote their products, to promote their services. So it is basically not known to them. It should be given a full knowledge should be known to them only. Online competition reports, so they are not aware of it, what is happening, what is the competitors, basically how competitors are behaving. If suppose they are coming with the new product, whether the competitor is also coming across to the new product as against of their offering, or whether the competitor is selling the product at a lesser price. So they don't know all these things, so they should have a online competition report in front of them, and with the help of that, visualization is possible, action is possible, decision is possible. Next is strategic customer acquisition. So, every business is based on what? Customer. Customer is the king, and every business is moving around the customer. So, one has to see how we are acquiring our customer. One has to see two parts: one is acquisition, another is retention. So, customer acquisition is every time very, very high. The cost of acquisition is high as against of retention. So, one has to think in that particular direction how we are going to acquire our customer. Strategically one has to think, And then after acquiring, whether we will be able to retain it or not, that particular analysis one has to do it. And then they will come to know the actual picture. In-house paid ads. So they should think of these things. In-house people or the own employee, they should think of how they can give the ads which are going to give the you can say boost to their company. And then website, if they have their website, how they can make the website much more attractive, much more better. The design can be improved, the logos can be improved, the visualization, the tagging should be improved, and it should be user friendly. So what is required in terms of the website improvement, that should be known to the SMEs. If they will work in these three different directions, I am sure, I am confident, then definitely remarkable changes will come across to their performance, and all the challenges which they are facing, that is going to be overcome. So, as per my concluding remarks, I just want to tell you here DDS is the ultimate tool to improvise the SME situation. So, one should go for adoption of this DDS, and whatever challenges they are facing, that is going to be faced by them in this tough time. You know, at present, this is a time of Corona and COVID-19, and because of that, many businesses they have found problem in terms of survival, in terms of getting sufficient customer, in terms of getting sufficient funds. So if they will use these DDS tool, definitely the problem is going to be sorted out to some extent. So I have just finished my session. Now, question and answer. I am open for that. And this is my information. I am working in the Symbiosis Skill and Professional University. If somebody wants some anything, any query, feel free to contact me.
Okay, I think so. Nobody is there right now, online right now, but we will premiere this show again in LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube. So that time any comments come, will you will get the information on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So yeah, so I'm ending up the show right now, and it was a wonderful insight of what you have shared to SMEs, and we expect that in future also you come up with some of the good topic and speak on that area.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you
My
very much.
pleasure. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.